From Mark, say what you want. I'm glad we won't face Rodgers. Well, that's the first question of today's NFL mailbag. This, of course, the Cowboys not having to face Aaron Rodgers. I think Mark speaks for a lot of Cowboys fans. Aaron Rodgers has owned them. Bears fans would also agree to that statement. So that's sometimes you never wish for injuries. It does benefit Dallas. It will still be a tough game. That Jets defense is fantastic. From Lore, which player will be a bust from this season? You know, I'm a little bit, I don't know, I'll save that one for later. Maybe we'll get a question on it. I don't want to be mean to players and like call out busts, but like week one's biggest bust was Tee Higgins, right? 8 targets, 0 catches. For the entire season, I'm a little bit anxious about that Chargers defense. You know, maybe it was just, but Bosa and Mack were silent. I'm sure they'll get things figured out there. It's only week one. I don't want to panic too much, but, Josh Allen will get back on track. Can't turn the ball over that much. I don't know if I have a great name at this point. Maybe the Jets receiver's not named Garrett Wilson. They were looking great pre-Aaron Rodgers injury. Now, not so much. Nathan Wagner, who are some wide receivers you think the Chiefs could trade for at the deadline? Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate your question. Names to monitor. I know the Bucs said they're not going to trade Mike Evans. I would certainly monitor the Bucs for Mike Evans and for Chris Godwin. Like maybe they bottom out a little bit from that perspective. I think Marquise Brown is a good name to keep an eye out for the Cardinals wide receiver, and or if you want to go 2 tight ends, try out some Zach Ertz from that perspective. I think whatever team kind of bottoms out this year doesn't play very well. If Denver is bad, which I don't think they're going to be bad, but if they are bad, Sutton and or Jerry Jeudy could make sense. Although I don't know if the Chiefs would do a intra-division trade like that. Chase Claypool could be had. I think the Bears are kind of over him right now. From Daryl or Darrell, Tee Higgins to the Giants for a second. Who says no? Bengals do. If the Bengals bottom out, which I'd be shocked if they did, they're not trading Tee Higgins right now. Now, if you want to do this trade next year in the offseason, the not often seen tag and trade agreement actually does start to make some sense. Higgins is the body type this Giants team does not have at the moment. Beyond that, you're looking, Higgins in free agency makes sense, but the Bengals are contenders. They will not trade away a player who allegedly is not part of their long-term plans right now, but they have time to give a shot with Higgins and then see how it plays out in the offseason. So right now, no. Later, next offseason, much more in the cards. So will Tee Higgins be traded? Y for yes, N for no. You guys can get your votes in for me in the comment section right now. It's the pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. From Carter Reimer, is Miami the clear favorite for the East, especially if our defense gets better? If the defense gets better, I'm happy to put them in the favorite conversation. I think it's kind of, especially with Aaron Rodgers out for the year, like it was last year, Dolphins, Bills, if Tua stays healthy, they might have won the division last year. If the defense is better, then yes, absolutely. They are a legitimate threat. Tua is a top 10 quarterback, if not higher, when he is healthy. Just keep him upright and good things will happen. Junior Estrada, should the Patriots trade for Mike Evans? And there's a pretty long list of teams that try to trade for Mike Evans. Now, the Bucs won in week 1. If they keep winning, they will not trade away Mike Evans. But this is operating on the regression to expectations from the Bucs. So Patriots really do stand out as a good fit there for Evans. Gangsta Big Chungus, if your team isn't the Cowboys, then get good. A $2 super chat from Gangsta Big Chungus. There are plenty of other good teams, but only one team, to be fair, did have a 40-0 win to open up the NFL regular season. You bet on the Cowboys. They almost covered the over by themselves, and the under still hit. That's how big of a win it was there. You can bet on the NFL all season long at BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily for a 125% deposit bonus. They've got weekly games, prop bets, season-long futures, including MVP, with a new favorite for NFL MVP. It is Tua plus 700 for Tua. Patrick Mahomes plus 800. Josh Allen plus 900. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow plus 1,000. Allen, 4 turnovers. Ignore them. Didn't happen, apparently. Although it's just one game. It's not going to make or break anybody, which wish more media took that approach. Tua, though, plus 700. Don't hate that, my friend. Logan Carruthers, where would you rank Brock Purdy among NFC starting QBs? I think there's still that he's still in the tier behind of, you know, the Hurtses, the Prescotts, and Stafford when he's healthy, which I think he looked great in week 1. But after those top 3, make a pretty good argument for Purdy, right? Like, Kyler's banged up. Geno Smith didn't look very good in week 1. I think if you're ranking him, I'd probably put him 4th. Sorry, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, maybe 5th. Purdy, in many ways, is a younger, cheaper version of Jimmy Garoppolo. And Niners fans might not like to hear that, but it's not a bad thing. Like, Jimmy G's a good quarterback. And when you're paying them nothing, it's actually super valuable to have that type of player. And he's still young, too. So there, in theory, is more room for growth. So somewhere in the top 5, and probably like what Micah Parsons said, top 15 overall. A $5 super chat from Tyler Evans. Will my Panthers have a bad season? Expectations matter. I don't think Carolina will be a playoff team. But I do think they will see enough growth and promise from Bryce Young, and they win enough games to be in the playoff conversation come, early December, and they'll come up just shy. So if you define bad as missing the playoffs, yes. Are they going to be a bottom 5 team? No, I don't think so. Brody Dawson, should the Chiefs trade for Marquise Brown or Mike Evans? I mean, Mike Evans looked great with Johnny Manziel, looked great with some random Bucs quarterbacks at times. I think it'd be a great fit for Mahomes. The Chiefs just could free up 20 minutes. They just took Mahomes' roster bonus, made it into a signing bonus. Doesn't make sense to me. They're not aggressive enough with Mahomes. But I would love to see another playmaker added at wide receiver because I don't think Kadarius Toney's very good. I think he is I call him an F-boy. You know what the F stands for? I don't think he works hard enough, frankly. And I think that is why he had so many drops. Drops are mistakes. Up your practice effort, up your participation effort, your study, I think it'll lead to better success. I don't trust him. Sky Moore has been a non-factor. They miss Travis Kelce. I would get a receiver if I were the Chiefs. We'll see if they actually do. Now, name a player who you want to see traded. Any player you want to see on a different roster, go vote for me in the comment section right now. GM Evan Hinders, Chargers fire Brandon Staley next offseason and bring in Coach Prime. I do not think you will see Deion Sanders in the NFL. His whole thing works perfect for college. It's why he's a good college coach. But it doesn't work at the NFL. The recruiting, the challenging, it's not how NFL players respond. It's different. Keep him in college. He could be a great college coach. Anthony, Jets trade for Stafford and Rams start Stetson Bennett. If the Rams bottom out before the deadline, this will come around as a story. The money doesn't really quite work out that way, but who cares? If they're bottoming out for Caleb Williams, it actually makes some sense. Stetson Bennett's not good. He's not an NFL starting caliber quarterback. Jets would probably have some interest if Zach Wilson does not play well. But if the Rams keep winning, they're not going to trade him. Do you want daily NFL news all for free? You have come to the right spot. Hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Ben Smith, is Kenny Pickett a bust? Too early. Can't say it for certain. I do think maybe we all learned our lesson of preseason, he's going to be a star. Week 1, he's a bust. Let's dial it in, figure out a little bit more, give him some more time. I don't like Matt Canada as a play caller. I think Pickett has some good traits. I'm not out on him. Didn't have a very good week 1. Wasn't supported very well. Not going to call him a bust quite yet. But I do think Steelers, Pickett is a good answer for the most troubling week 1 result. Giants, DJ, offensive line, also probably a good one there. What do you think was the most concerning Week 1 performance this year across all the NFL players, teams, coaches, etc.? Sound off in the comment section. Not surprised we got a La'el Collins question here. It happened in the middle of our live show today on Tuesday. Bengals have released La'el Collins from the PUP list. No, they should not sign him. No one should sign him. La'el Collins ain't healthy, guys. La'el Collins coming off another season-ending injury. The Bengals know how important offensive line depth is. The contract was a bit expensive. I don't think he is ready to play football right now. So check in again in a month or two. Maybe it makes more sense. But that guy shredded his knee. Shredded it. Did not play in the preseason at the end of the year. He is not ready to go. So big name, I know, but kind of worried he's cooked. Dustin Rushing, what position will the Cowboys go for in next year's draft? Let's see how the year plays out. Might be corner, depending on if you retain Stephon Gilmore. And you could be looking at, maybe it's go back to offensive line. Maybe is always a good option there. So we'll see. We will have plenty of draft coverage here for you, though, I'm sure, on Chat Sports.